Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me just put you down for a second. Welcome in. Thank you all for being here. Guys, get your pens and papers out. Today, we are talking to the Smiths Hustle. It's Ike and Tonita Smith, okay? We are going to be talking about real estate investing and also Section 8 landlord. So if you are interested in that, stay tuned, please. Welcome in. So I see House of X is here. Welcome in, House of X. Thank you for being here. I see this is Latanya Yvette. Hello, welcome in. Stream Elements is here. All right now, Stream Elements. We see Uniquely Lavish. Hey girl, how you doing? Bless Row is here. What's up? What's up? Hey Heaven Sent, how are you? How are you? Thank you guys for being here. Again, I'm going to bring up my guests and I want you guys to give them a warm welcome. Let me put their banner on the screen so you'll know who they are. They are Tonita and Ike Smith of the Smiths Hustle. Hey guys! Woo! Welcome, welcome in.
Thank you for having us.
The pen and paper's ready, okay? We're going to give you some info. How are you guys today?
Doing great.
Thank you for being here. I'm just going to tell them a little bit about you guys. So they are real estate investors and Section 8 landlords. At the end of this interview, you will be able to ask some questions. So a little bit about them. They have been married approximately 11 years. And Tonita is a registered nurse that recently retired from the U.S. Army after serving 20 years of honorable service. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your service. Thank you. She is best known for her first book. So guys, go get it, okay? The Power of Shut Up Grace, because I have it, boo. Okay, go get it. She is also the CEO of an online boutique fashion remix, which I have that already. You guys already know. I support all small businesses.
Thank you.
Utilizes faith-based apparel that promotes mental wellness. Then we have Ike. He has been an entrepreneur for over 20 years, guys. That is amazing. His portfolio ranges from MLM companies, silent investor, and most notable real estate investor and Section 8 landlord. And just to let you guys know, their link is pinned to this live stream at the top. Both of their channels. We have the Smiths Hustle, and we also have All Things Miss Tonita, which some of you guys already know her. A lot of you know her already. But if you're not connected, make sure you're doing that. They take pride in being excellent landlords to over 20 Section 8 tenants. Together, they developed a formula for success, which simply put is keep their tenants happy. Happy tenants equal happy landlords. I know that's right. I know that's right. They can be found giving out free tips for aspiring current landlords on their YouTube channel, The Smiths Hustle. Go over there and check it out. It's amazing, guys. And also follow them on IG at Smith Homes 1. We are getting ready to get into this. Let me take this off the screen. So again, welcome in, you guys.
Thank you so much.
A little bit about, first of all, what state are you in? Because that determines a lot from some people like, New York and Texas and California. So what state are you guys in?
We're in the state of Missouri, very close to St. Louis.
Okay. Now, do you find being landlords profitable, a profitable business?
Of course, absolutely.
And is it easy? Because a lot of people think it's easy. Tell us, is it a easy? Tell us a little bit about how you got started in becoming a landlord.
Well, the way I started becoming a landlord is when I first started, I used to flip houses in 45 days. Okay. So what we used to do, we used to get these houses, we have buyers ready for them, and then, the market crashed. So once the market crashed, they got rid of the subprime, raised the credit score. So then people couldn't afford these properties no more. So guess who gets stuck with the properties? I do. Because, at that time I was doing mortgages. So, so I was going by property, I'll fix them up, have the buyer ready for them within 45 days. Boom, we make that exchange. So as I said before, I got caught up in that market when it all crashed. So I ended up having to come out of my pocket with all these mortgages. One was like 1650, one was 1772, one was 811. One was 16 something, and plus my own house. So then
Wow.
so Tiny was like, I was just paying them, and Tiny was like, hey, you just I did it for over a year. She was like, hey, you need to just let them go. I was like, oh no, I ain't let them go. I was at that time I'm worried about my credit. I was like, oh no, my credit on I ain't letting them go. She's like, hey, they draining you. You gotta let it go. I was like, no, I can't let it go. So at that point, it was either let them go or rent them or try to get rid of them. So at that point, I'll start working. And then just think we had moved to San Antonio in the middle of all this. So I had to keep flying back and forth to St. Louis from San Antonio like every other week. So to try to get rid of these properties. So finally I got rid of about 2 or 3 of them. I was forced to rent 2 of them. So that way, that's when I started saying, okay, I'm just gonna be a landlord. I'm gonna rent, but this time when I come back, I'm gonna do it different. I'm gonna buy them all cash. I ain't renting no more. I ain't doing no more mortgages.
Right.
So if anything shut down or come up, I'm good. I ain't got to worry about paying nobody. If the house sit for months and months, it can sit. As long as I'm winterized, it can sit forever, and I ain't got to worry about it. No pain, no gain.
That's right. Now, can you invest in real estate with no money, or is that impossible to do?
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I hear people say it all the time. I mean, like I said, I only know my niche. I only know what I do. I heard people say you can invest in real estate with no money down. I don't believe it. I'm just gonna say that because you can take some type of money. So that's just my take on it. I mean, if somebody know better than what I do and they can show me how to do it, then hey, leave a comment or call me or do something because I just don't know. So I'll be honest with you, I don't know. So because that ain't my lane, and everybody asks me that, but I'm not sure. I don't believe it.
I'll add to that though.
Do you believe
So it is impossible with no money unless you're using someone else's money, but that's still not saying no money because you end up owing somebody. That's right.
You end up owing somebody.
You end up owing somebody.
I don't know. I mean,
the only thing that I would say is there is a possibility for you to start in real estate with a small amount of money. Like you don't have to have a massive amount of money to start this business.
Yeah,
you just have to.
Yeah, you don't have to have. She said with no money.
Right.
No.
Well, you know how they say, "Oh, you can invest in real estate, no money down," and I'm like, "Huh?"
Like you get to the fine print.
Like I said, she said no money.
No money. Right.
Now I can tell you this, like, okay, like in St. Louis, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but it's a place, it's called LRA. And what they do is city-owned properties. You know, they may have been sitting for a while, people lose them for taxes. So if nobody buy from the tax sale, they go to LRA. So the city picks up all these properties. Now, they do a thing where it's a single family, it's $1,000. If it's a multifamily, it's it
might be 2,000.
It can be 2,000. It all depends on if it's a 4-family or a 2-family. If it's a 2-family, it's 2,000. If it's a 4-family, it's 4,000. Okay, you will secure properties that way, but on the back end, they still want to know that you got the funds to be able to be repaired property, fix this property up.
You gotta have $2,000 in the funds.
Yeah, and I did this personally myself. I didn't went in a property. I found a diamond in the rough. You know, it was sitting forever. And then just imagine, I was buying properties around this area forever. And then this property just sitting there boarded up. I never took off of it. And one day I just said, let me call them up. Let me go in here. They took the boards off. The property was good to go. I'm talking about roof good, everything. It just had a lot of trash in. And I think all together, I spent like maybe $7,000 to get the property.
Wow, that's awesome. That's
awesome. So as far as that goes, if you got about 10,000 and you got
that's what I'm saying.
If you got some place where it's like they do like LRA, where they got these properties, these off-market properties, you know what I'm saying? You can go grab them from LRA and you can show them that you got these funds to fix them up. Then you good to go. It's possible.
Now, when you go to the auction, are the houses unseen when you buy them, or you are able to go in? Because I've seen some of them too where you can't see it.
Now, see, that's a difference. LRA is different from the auction because remember what I said. When they go to the auction, if they don't sell at the auction, they go to LRA. So once they go to LRA give you a key. You can go down there and you pay a deposit. They give you a key and you can go in the property. You can see the property. That's after auction. But in a county, so it's different from the city and the county. In a county, they only do theirs. They auction once a year. You can't go inside the properties, period. But they don't have like the city do, where once they don't sell at the auction, they go to the county. They just go back to the auction next year.
Wow. And it just sit there. So when you said in the beginning you started flipping houses, when you did that, was your intention to keep that property for a certain amount of years and then sell it? Or was your intention, I'm going to keep this as a rental property and it's going to be my business and I'm going to, what was your intention at first? My intention
at first was just to get rid of them within 45 days. Go in, fix them up, and get rid of them. Okay. Yeah, I ain't have no intention on being no landlord, period.
Okay.
Not at all.
So would you tell someone it's a good idea or not a good idea to invest in rental property outside of their state?
Well, it all depends. And like I said, this is me again. It all depends. It's kind of rough to doing, when you invest outside your state, because you ain't got no eyes on that property. You ain't got nobody look at that property when it's vacant. When somebody come there and stealing your copper out, if a roof go bad, you don't know the roof bad. The next day you come visit your property, the water and took over. You got mold all in the property, so it's just a done deal property. If it got mold and it's growing all over the property, all over the wall, that's cost you more money. And then you just think when something break down and you got to call somebody long distance, a contractor.
Oh yeah,
contractor.
Exactly.
Contractor in, and he gonna tell you, oh yeah, that hot water tank is all bad. You ain't there. So how you know? So then guess what? He finna charge you $1,000, put you a new one in and take your old one and sell that one for about $700. Then you good.
Y'all listening? Are y'all taking notes? Get your pens and papers, people.
Unless you have a good property management.
And third again, she said a good property manager.
Good.
Some property managers, you can't trust them either.
Right. But that's the only time I would say if you can find a good property management company, then and they're going to be the ones managing your property out of state, then that's when I would say yes.
Yes, Mama Bear, a con man.
Yeah, they con.
So when you do Section 8, how do you go about securing capital if you wanted to go in and say you had $20,000 of your own money from your 401k and you're like, okay, I don't want to spend it all. How would they go about securing capital? What's a good avenue for them to start at?
Yeah, like I say,
the loan, or should they hold on to that, or how would they work it?
Well,
I was gonna say keep saving. No, but if you find a avenue where you're able to get that diamond in the rough or a property at a lower price, so like at a wholesale price, it may not spend your whole $20,000. It's just gonna depend on what that property, what those repairs look like.
Because let me say this. Okay, let me say I had what was it? I'm trying to think which part I'm trying to see. I think it was 40,000. I think it was 40,000. I get mixed up. It got so long they start clashing.
They're running together.
Okay, so what I did was I got with this wholesaler. I had just sold a property. So I got with this wholesaler and I met him or what have you. And I can't even remember how I met him. But I met this wholesaler and I bought one property from him. I think I paid like what was it, 27?
20 something.
About 20, I think it's 20 something. But it was like 20 something. And then what I did was I bought their property from him. And then like a week or two later, he had somebody that he was trying to sell 2 properties for. So one property they wanted like 20 something for both of them. So I went and I looked at one, and then I went and looked at the other one. So the other one was kind of worse than the property, the first one. So what I did was I made a deal with him, and I looked it up. I looked it up in the county and seen that the buyer that was selling the first property that he had, not the first one that I bought. The first one that I bought was his, but the 2 that he had, I looked up and seen that they were the same person who owned them. So I said, okay, the same person owned it. And this property been sitting for a while and it's bad. So I made him a deal. I said, well, I give you what you want for the first one, but I want this one for 12. and I turned around and got both of them properties from them. Got one for 20 and one for 20.
Yeah, you can work.
All right. That's awesome.
So that's so like I did. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
So that's how, you know, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And then you can find distressed buyers. You know, you can find somebody that, you know, they got problems. COVID hit, they can't pay, they finna lose their house, they getting divorced, they inherit the property from their grandmama and they don't want it, they ain't gonna do nothing with it. And you go tell them, look here, hey, this property need this XYZ. I give you $5,000. That's the best I can do for you. I give you $5,000, give you $10,000, whatever you feel you want to give off. Sometimes I got a partner just bought a property for somebody for $2,500. Just because they want to get rid of it.
So what would you say would be a good way to maximize the investment in a property like the profits? Would it be like getting a new kitchen, getting a new bathroom? Because if you're going to sell it, that's mainly what you want to do. But if you're going to rent it, do you think you still need to put in all that work if you're just renting, or is it a difference?
No, it is a difference. That's why it's a difference. So if you getting rid of, if you're gonna flip it, then you might want to put in a new kitchen, new bathroom, you know, because everything else 4 walls. So that's your main concern, your kitchen and your bathroom. So if you want to flip it, then you know, put some money in your kitchen and your bathroom. But if you're just gonna rent it, you just rent it and have it nice. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be putting no new kitchens in and all that. You ain't got to do all that because it's a rental
floors
property.
And all that.
Yeah, you ain't got to do all this. If it's nice, you got nice hardwood floors. Sand your floors up, have it looking good. You know, do new paint. You know, even if you have to, you got cabinets. You know what I'm saying? Paint your cabinets white if you need to. Put some new hardware and keep it moving.
Let me say this: don't get caught up watching HGTV where they walk in and they have all these nice. I'm serious, like there's so much nice stuff that they walk in and they ready to demo.
They turn
good
out
cabinets, the countertops, like stuff that is salvageable, that looks good, that maybe a fresh coat of paint and some new knobs will make it look brand new. They're tearing it up, so don't get caught up on HGTV now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's the money right there. Especially it's a rental. Who's to say? You know, who's to say you're gonna get tenant that's gonna take care of your property? You know what I'm saying? So you gonna keep repeating this every time you buy a property? No, that's
what I said. Some of those things look amazing, and they're like, "Oh, I'm like, why? Like this?" Yeah, I'd be like, "Y'all didn't give me those cabinets. I just throw down. They was brand new cabinets." Exactly. Give me those cabinets. How long would you say it take you to see a return on investment? So you're renting it out. Say, okay, I'm gonna say you brought it for $70,000. Okay, just say you brought it for $70,000. So you're renting it out. I'm just saying for $1,200. How long would it take you think, to see a return on that investment? Because now you got to wait to get the 70,000 back, but you're renting out to Section 8. And all. How long do you think that would take?
That's gonna take years.
Years, okay.
Years because
isn't that paying the mortgage? Because you already paid it out in full. So,
but when you do the math on how much you're paying, so if you paid cash, that's still money that you need to recoup before you ever can start to see a profit. Right. So until you at least at minimum made 70,000, and now you're making in excess of that, not to mention repairs that come up in between time as a landlord that you're paying for. Yeah, because you can look at, say, if you went out and got a loan or something, and you got a loan for like 60,000, it probably take like, it all depends on what you're paying. It probably take you about 4 or 5 years to pay that loan off. Wow. Up here where I live in upstate New York, but I'm from downstate. We, Harriet Tubman is from here. So a lot of the homes here are like slave houses. They're like huge and they're beautiful. And very, very cheap because nobody wants big houses like that anymore. They want the smaller houses, you know. But yeah, up here. So hold on one moment. We're going to get into Section 8 and I know he has to go. But before you go, I want one more question for you from Section 8. So guys, I have a surprise for the Smith Hustles. So please hold on, and here we go. Let me bring it up. You guys like it?
pics there, boy.
You got all the good expressions.
I said, I hope they like this. I want you guys to feel wonderful when
Thank
you're
you.
here.
Yeah,
So,
Oh, cute. That was nice.
God. So, welcome in everybody. If I didn't say hi to you guys, we're gonna finish this interview because I want to just get to a couple more questions before Ike has to he has to step away for a minute. So, what made you want to go into renting to Section 8? Because you could have rented to people and said, nope, if you don't have a job, or even though they have jobs, but nope, I only want people that are working, cash money. How did you get into that? What happened?
Well, it kind of go back to, like I said again, I didn't really want no problems. I didn't want no problem with people not being pay their rent. So I figured if I go Section 8, they gonna drop that money in the mailbox money all the time, but they ain't mailbox money no more. It's like
direct
deposit money.
Okay.
But at one point,
but that's from the county, right?
County and the city.
Anywhere.
Okay.
So here in St. Louis, you can do county or city. It don't matter. You got a voucher, you can do it for the city or the county. So it don't matter. So at one point you couldn't though, but now you can. So I figure like, hey, if I'm gonna deal with somebody that's working 3 jobs and can't pay their rent, why not go to Section 8 and let them pay these people rent, pay all their rent? And at one point, early on, you could tell Section 8 what you wanted. You can tell them, you can say, hey, it can be a 2-bedroom. You'd be like, hey, I want $1,500 a month. And they will give it to you. But now it's like people that mess it up, somebody always say one bad apple to mess it up for everybody. So now they come out and they kind of dictate to you what they want to pay you for the bedroom size, voucher size, and everything like that. But which is cool, So you just do what you do with them, and let them get that first month off, and then that next month you be like, boom, let me hit you up, let me get what I want. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because Tonita, she got a special friend down at City that
always good to have those special friends.
No, he ain't no good friend like that, girl. He ain't no good friend like that.
Being sarcastic.
Every time they have to negotiate, he always trying to snipe for about $5 or $10.
Girl, it's like I think he got something on his wall. Like if we're asking for $950, and I'm saying, hey, we also we have someone that comes to cut the grass that does lawn care for our tenants, so that's included. And so I'll mention different things to try to justify this is why we want this amount. He is going to come back with something. I don't care if it's $925. He's not gonna give me what I asked for. Like we have to play this back and forth negotiation game, but it's all good.
But recently he did give you what you want. He on one property he gave you.
The smart thing too though is always to ask for more than you're willing to accept anyway.
Right. So that's kind of the reason why I kind of went to Section 8, because I know it was guaranteed money. And I know if any situation come upon, just like this COVID and all that, I knew that, they still was going to kick in, they still was going to pay. So it's like a guaranteed pay, which, like I say, most of my tenants, they work anyway. So most of them, they still have to pay a portion of the rent, but it's not a lot of rent. And then I pour into my tenants. So I treat them with love. You know what I'm saying? And if some break down, I take her immediately. You know what I'm saying? I treat them good. I treat them just like they my family. So I pour into them just like a kid. You pour into your kid and then you see what you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I pour into them. I treat them good. You know what I'm saying? I give them incentives at the end of the year for Christmas.
Every year.
Every year, it goes up every year. You know what I'm saying? So I be on their ass though. Don't get me wrong.
That's
so
right.
They do something crazy and do something wrong. They know they got to hear my mouth. So, but on otherwise than that, we good. Yeah, they pay.
Okay, I got a question for you. You don't have to answer it, or you can say you don't want to. Cousin Bubba and his 6 kids, and they need to rent an apartment. Are you renting to Cousin Bubba?
No.
Flat out. No, you ain't even check them out. Just flat out.
No.
I don't give a damn. She can have a Section 8 voucher, and she come with her brothers, and he sagging, and he got his friends. They smoking weed. I'm like, oh, hell no. But I'm glad your ass brought them though. I'm glad you brought them though, for real. I'm so glad you brought them with you. They all make me money. Me looking at them. I'm like, you know what? That's why your sister ass ain't gonna be in here.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Right, because family think that they can come, and this is a business. This is your livelihood.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, family always treats you the worst for some reason because they think they can get over, and it's not like that.
Yeah, no, I didn't like that.
We don't even rent to family.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you even rent to? Okay.
No. We've had them to ask. They been mad.
They be mad.
Well, oh well.
No,
Any of your
relationship?
Any of your apartments come furnished?
No, they're all homes too. They're not apartments. They're all houses,
like single family homes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with that, do you guys have to like go with your city or your county or town with codes and violations? Like when you purchase a home, does it have to go through like lead inspection and all that?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
you
actually,
and then you have to pay for each code.
You have to pay for the. You get two inspections. You get one for whichever county it is or city. You pay for that one. But Section 8, when they come and do an inspection as well. You don't have
for lead, right? They do the lead inspection.
They're checking for other things too.
They check for,
safety check.
Yeah, they check for lead and and stuff like that too. So so basically they just coming back to back. You know what I'm saying? Okay. One inspector may want one thing and another inspector from Section 8 may want another thing. So, but I've been doing it for so long to where I'm kind of like got it down packed and kind of know what they're looking for.
Okay. Everybody, I have the link to both of their channels pinned to the comments. Please make sure you are connecting with them. We are talking to Tonita and Ike Smith of the Smith Hustle. They are real estate investors and they have Section 8 properties. So this question here is a two-part. How are the rents determined? Is it by where the area is that you in, like south side, east side, west side? And then do you give your tenants like a 5-day grace period to pay their rent?
We do.
Yeah, we do. So basically what it is, okay, so say city and county always different.
Okay.
It'd be like, say for instance, if I had a 2-bedroom in the city and I wanted $850. Okay. So then I had a 2-bedroom in the county and I want that same $850, right? In the city, they'll say, well, we only can give you $750, but in the county, they'll give you that $850.
Is that because of like lower income?
It's kind of like the area where it's at. So they always, I guess they always say hike up
the county's supposed to be so
better than the city. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you charge, because, New York again, so do you charge like 2 months rent and a month security, or how does if someone was to come rent an apartment, how would that work? Like, is it credit checks? Is it background checks? What's your process?
Well, basically what I do is I do background checks, you know what I'm saying? I do, hey, boy, I hope ain't none of y'all look. I've checked their Facebook, their Instagram.
That's right. That's right.
You find out so much about people on their social media.
I check all that because I check CaseNet, all that. You can find out everything, especially on their Facebook pages. You know what I'm saying? You can check out the videos they do. You can see the people they hang out with. You can see what they style
who
is,
their baby daddy
who their baby
what
daddy
the kids
is,
doing.
if they mama.
No, you didn't say who their baby daddy.
And then go on his page.
Yeah, then go on his page. Go on his page too, because I gotta know, because I gotta deal with these people. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta know. I gotta know what I'm walking into. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to go somewhere and then some dude bust the window out. Then here you come calling me, because he didn't bust the window out. Which you gonna pay for that window though? But I'm just saying. But if I do have to come on, police might have me to come. Then hear this dude mean mugging me and looking at me crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, well, first of all, I ain't always been, a landlord, my boy, so don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying?
Don't mess with Ike, y'all. Don't mess with
Don't.
Like,
So
don't get it twisted, my boy, because it can change real quick for you. So I'd rather not even have to deal with that and just let that pass,
But to answer your question too, they do an application, which we're gonna run them for a background check.
Yeah.
Is there a fee for the application?
There is an application fee. It's $25, non-refundable. Okay. We do the background and their credit check. The credit doesn't matter as much as we're looking for evictions.
Yeah.
Any recent evictions. But he's such a straight shooter that when we receive applications many times, he'll ask them, like, is there anything that you want to let us know up front?
Yeah, I like to know up front. I'll tell them, like, look here, don't bullshit me. I won't bullshit you. Just let me know up front what's going on with you. What's your situation? And because for real, in the back of my mind, I'll be thinking to myself, like, okay, this is they're going to pay your rent anyway. but I don't ain't got no eviction. You know, we cool. But just tell me up front what's gonna come up because I am gonna run you.
Right.
So let me know right now what's gonna come up front. What can help you? You know what I'm saying? You tell me what it is. You say, oh well, I got into a fight with this girl. This one I got into a fight with this girl, so I got a charge.
Right.
Oh, okay. So if you got into a fight with girl, I ain't tripping off that. I'm gonna look it up though. Right. I'm still gonna look it up and see if you lying. So if you tell the truth, I might let that go because Section 8 gonna pay you rent anyway.
Right.
So is eviction an absolute no? Like if it was from 10 years ago or if it was from last week? I mean, I know
it does matter. The length of time does matter. So if it was years ago, usually like we usually like to say 3 years or longer ago, and more so if it was a Section 8 eviction versus was you a market renter, because that could have made the difference. Maybe at that time they got evicted paying market rent, they could not afford it. But now they're on Section 8, they got this cushion, so that will make a difference.
And then we
now speaking of it, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We make them pay a deposit and they first month's rent.
Yes.
Okay. Speaking of evictions, when COVID hit, it was on YouTube. There was a Black couple, and I felt for them because I feel that they were really working hard. The husband lost his job, and the wife was working, and then I think they cut her hours with COVID. So they ended up getting evicted, and they were going around and they were looking for apartments. They were sleeping in their car at this point.
I saw this.
She called the lady, and I'm gonna ready to cry now. I literally cried because I felt that they really was trying. And the lady said, "Well, if you had a recent eviction, then that's it automatic no." And I'm like, "Can you let her explain what happened?"
Yeah, I saw that.
I cried.
I saw that too. I felt for her as well, but I did have other questions that I would have loved to have asked her because I've seen people in situations like that. Some no fault of their own, but also some mismanagement of funds because there are so many resources that were helping people to pay their rent. I don't know. They may not have known that, or people were getting at that time. They were getting unemployment, and they were getting like double unemployment. Some people were making more on unemployment than they made on their jobs.
Well, I know that's
but they were mismanaging those funds, and they also thought that because the law came out saying we couldn't evict.
And that's what happened.
Of that, and they stopped paying.
That's what happened. She went to court, and the judge didn't go with the moratorium, which we're going to get into that in a little while. And the moratorium kicked in, and I think it was like November, December, because December 31st was cut off, and then they added it back in January, and they were in that window. I don't know what happened to them. I literally want to look up that story because my heart was going out to them.
Yes, I saw that.
So in a situation like that, I know you said it would be more questions, but would you be more apt to rent if you found out that it really was, a step by step and they were just caught in the mix?
So do they have Section 8? Because that's still gonna always play.
See, I don't know.
And that's the thing. And I'm sure I don't think they did. I think they were market renters. So they would be like disqualified anyway. And for everybody that's watching, we have not always only taken Section 8. We used to take market renters too. The market renters were the ones that burned us. They were the ones that for evictions on, not our Section 8 tenants.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones that have 3 jobs.
The ones that was doing title loans and payday loans and all kind of other stuff because they were mismanaging their money. And it was like one of them, to be exact, was a couple. They didn't even have children. Yeah. Both of them worked, but they did not. And our rent was actually cheaper than previously what we did a reference check. They had paid more expensive rent somewhere else and then got behind with us. We worked with them trying to get them back caught up, made payment arrangements. They could not get caught up. So they ended up being our first tenants to evict.
Wow. We followed the same rules as the mortgage industry when tenants apply for our property. Yes, East Strong used to be a landlord owner. So before Ike goes,
I'm still here.
The part that Tonita plays in helping you being a landlord. Is she like your right hand man? Is she the boss? Are you the boss? How does that work? because renting landlord was your idea, right? She wasn't into that, right?
Absolutely not.
So you talked her into it, huh?
No, not really. She was down, she was down.
I support them.
She liked me, so she liked what I do,
But what part do I play?
She played. I'm be honest with you. Ooh, that's a hard question right there. Woo, that's so hard.
So does she help pick out the design of the kitchen and the bathroom and the tile and the linoleum? Does she do that?
Okay, she's a major part of it for real.
Okay.
She pick out, you know, the tile, even when she don't want to. I'll be like, shit, I'll be calling up, I'm like, hey, I want you to come look at this property right quick. She, well, I gotta come look at it, but you'll make your own decision anyway. So I'm like, damn, just come look at it. So she'll come look at it, and then I'll be like, what you think about this color? What you think about this color? You know, but she be acting like she don't want to have nothing to do with it. You know why? Because she running the street with the girls, ain't got nothing else to do, so she don't want to take out time to come see a man. So,
really?
Yeah,
Really?
that's
Right,
the truth.
really?
So then you know, she if I need her to call somebody, she'll call. If I need her to holler at Section 8, she holler at Section 8. She do a lot. She'll a big help to me.
I do a lot of the admin, like organizing the tenant, keeping their
Yeah.
stuff organized, sending out letters because I have a lot of the templates saved. So if there's something that needs to be sent out or any kind of notices or anything like that.
Yeah, she on it. So if I call up, be like, hey, I need you to call these people for me right quick. You know, she pick up the phone, she call them. You know what I'm saying? She do what I need her to do. She a big part of this.
House of X said a Section 8 person not gonna lose their voucher. I know that's right.
But they can.
They can
go anywhere, any state, right?
They can get it transferred, yes.
But they can lose their voucher.
They can lose their voucher, but they don't want to lose their voucher.
They can lose their voucher if they only pay their light bill, their gas bill.
If their stuff gets turned off, they can lose their voucher.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say the rent is $1,200. How much of that, on average, because I know you can't tell me the exact amount, would Section 8 pay, and then would the tenant be liable for? Because all Section 8 people are employed, or not all are employed?
No, a lot of them are not. To be honest,
okay.
I got some that don't pay nothing.
Right, we have some that don't pay anything, and they get a utility allowance.
Well, yes, they pay trash and sewer, but that's totally different.
So how do you get paid for their rent?
Section 8 pays the whole thing.
They pay the whole thing. So it was a 3-bedroom, and we wanted $1,500 a month. Section 8 gonna pay that $1,500 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's in regards to how much are they liable for. It's based on their income. So if they don't have an income, or let's say they have a part-time job, depending on how much they make, they're gonna a percentage of. They're gonna do the calculations and come up with an amount. I think.
Okay.
Just say for instance, say if somebody was working and they was on Section 8 and they paid a portion of their rent. This is the good thing about Section 8. And they just like how this coronavirus hit and all that. Okay, so say if they was working at first and they paid let's say they paid $400 a month. Just say $400, and say they paid two of that $400. Okay, coronavirus hit. Bam, I'm out of work. I ain't got no unemployment coming in yet, because none of that. Only thing I do is call up on the phone back, call a caseworker. Hey, Linda, I'm out of work. I don't have no job. They be like, oh, don't worry about it. Let me send this letter out to Smith Homes and let them know that we're going to pay this whole $400 a month.
Wow.
So your question about how has COVID impacted us, it hasn't, honestly, because in regards to our tenants or us receiving rent, because Section 8 still pays it. So if any of our tenants, which we did reach out to see if anybody had lost their jobs, if anybody was, having any type of impact, because some of them are really young, or maybe this is their first time on Section 8, so they're not aware that they can just call their caseworker and that they're going to kick in. So we kind of school them on that too.
Okay.
Because we'll get a letter, we'll get a notice, at the same time they do if some change or if something happened. But we had a slight problem with COVID though. We did have a slight problem, and the problem was that they weren't doing no inspections, and I had a property that was ready for a young lady to move in, and she was getting upset with me because they weren't doing no inspections. That's right. But it was out of my control. You know what I'm saying? I said, only thing I could do is the best to do. Just contact these people every day and try to get you in here. So what they end up they started doing it where I had to be on Skype with the lady, and we, then I did a virtual inspection. We did a virtual inspection.
Oh, okay. I see.
But it took like 2 months before they decided to do that virtual inspection.
Wow.
But then they ended up starting doing the virtual inspection, which it was cool to me because
like pass with flying colors.
Yeah, it was all good.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the
okay. So do you require your tenants to keep the apartment clean? Like, do you have a list, or you just assume that they're going to keep it clean?
What you got to say?
Let me tell you what I do. So I goes over this girl house, right? I can't remember what it was for. She had just every time I go with her, she got this dirty water and dirty dishes in the sink. So I'm sitting up, I'm like, God damn it, come on, she got these dirty ass dishes in the sink and got piles of trash in the corner. So here she go, all right, you just picking. I'm like, damn, no, not.
But listen, this is not.
I don't care.
We have a planned inspection. So one of the things that we do is because we go and change out the filters. Because we're changing out the filters on a regular scheduled basis, that's our time to really look around to see how they're keeping the house. Or if they call for something, a maintenance call, that's the time to kind of look. Even though he does like drive-bys all the time, when we're just out, we may drive by about 3 or 4 properties while we're out coming from a dinner date just to see, just checking up. So little things like
every time I come over there, she'll be dirty dishwater in trash in the corner.
You show up to change.
He ain't having it.
Right. And I'm like, okay, now that's a little nitpicky to
every time
to call her out on her dishwater. Like
maybe it's the same water.
I would hope not.
So then when he calls roaches and rats and all that, and then you call me talking about you got roaches and rats, and then like what? Like
so you guys have roaches and rats?
No, but I'm saying.
But he's saying he'll let them know like being unclean is going to cause you to start having bugs and rodents. So and then we're gonna have to pay to have somebody come out because you're not keeping your house clean.
And I'm taking that out your security deposit because I shouldn't have to call with no rats and roaches when you got here.
Right.
So it should be done when you leave.
Right.
But she's too nice.
He a stickler. Like
she too nice.
Some stuff I do advocate for them. Some stuff I do not.
Yes, she do.
I will advocate for them on some stuff because sometimes I just be like, honey, like calm down. Girl, she could be wash dishes in the next 10 minutes, but you just showed up or whatever.
No, not every time I show up though. No.
Right. Okay, so 20 years in the business. 20 years. Have you ever had a bad tenant? I mean, one that you were just like, I can't.
Yeah. we had one that I could think of.
Okay.
We had a 2-family. We sold this property. We had a 2-family. We had one tenant who was amazing. Like we love her. She treated the property like it was hers. Like
right. And that's what you would expect.
But when you have, so this is one of the challenges, when you have a duplex or like a 2-family where you have a downstairs and somebody that lives upstairs, but 2 sides, you know what I'm saying? You have to really be careful about how you size them up when you're putting them together. You want to put together kind of like some good people that'll be a good mix for each other because they're living in this same big house, right? So we had a tenant that lived upstairs. She was a young girl, had 2 kids. I remember this so good. She was a marijuana smoker and she had lots of men in and out.
Sex fiend.
Yes, it was like the girl was running. I don't know if she was getting paid. It was the business, what? But our other tenant would tell us like, hey, every day, like in her bedroom was over this girl's kids' room. Oh, yeah. So they were hearing everything. And then because she lived upstairs and would have to come downstairs to take her trash to the trash, she would throw it over the balcony and have trash in the yard, pampered. Like we was like, she gotta go. She's gotta go. That's one of those I can't.
Lazy. That's lazy,
nasty, trifling, like just was off the chain. Yes.
Obviously, I got one.
It was one worse than her.
Yeah. Okay. So we had a tenant, right? When she first got there, the first 8 months, she was cool as fan. And she had told me a story about her mother being on drugs and all this. Her mother was on drugs. It said nothing. And when she moved her. And when she moved in, she had a guy that was living with her, which he was cool too. I checked him, ran him, did a credit check on him and everything too. He started fighting her. He started beating her. I guess he beat her before then or what have you. So she used to call me up saying, first he thought, well, Ike, is he on my lease? Because he's saying he on lease and he ain't gonna leave because he on my lease. I said, no, he's not on your lease. I said, but I did do a credit check on him because I knew he was gonna be staying here. When I asked him, was you gonna be staying here? So I did a background check on him just because he's gonna be staying here. So she was like, okay. So I was like, so you can put him out anytime you get ready, But then that passed. So he left. He moved out. Then all of a sudden, she started smoking.
Oh.
So she turned my property into a crack house.
Oh my goodness. Were you scared to go there? Only because of the
No.
he not.
He's like, no.
See, this the thing is, the neighborhood that I bought these properties in is a neighborhood that I grew up in.
Okay.
So I knew most of the people over there anyway. So when she moved there, I seen people that I know don't come to the house. And when I went there one day, I went there and she had a wire running from the back door. It's the side. It was a door on the side and this door on the front. She had a wire running from the top of the house around to the back, and it was a camera. And I was like, what the hell? So I'm like, is something wrong with you? I said, what's up? She's like, oh no, that's just my camera. Dude next door, he was calling, complaining about all the traffic she was having. And saying her and her cousin was outside, and the cousin hit her with a pot. They was outside fighting in panties and bra. You know, they outside fighting in panties and bra. So I kept coming, and she didn't think I kept coming to check, and she kept lying to me. So I told her, you know, whatever you got going on, you need to get this shit together and cut it out. She's I ain't doing that. I just have parties every now and then. So I had to evict her.
Well, she calmed down. And then her lease was coming up, and she begged to renew.
Yeah,
we didn't renew her. We didn't renew her.
No.
Now, are you month to month, or are you yearly to 2 years?
We're yearly, yeah.
Yeah, yearly.
Oh, so you don't do.
Yeah, you sign a year with Section 8.
Okay. Oh, okay, with Section 8. Do you guys allow animals or smokers in your apartments?
That's a good question. Again, it's the stickler over here, so it depends on the animal thing. They have to be like a what is the companion type of animal?
Okay.
But it is in our lease saying no pets, no smoking.
Yeah.
But if it's a situation, we do have a couple of tenants that do have little dogs because they're like companion.
Okay.
So we have to honor that. But
you start off with one, then you turn you over there one day they got 3.
but the smoking is a no.
You go over there, you like, who dogs is? Oh, this is my sister dog.
I'm just watching.
Well, where your sister dog going home?
Yeah, right.
Like, you know,
so a person could stay with you for 2 weeks. After that, they consider a tenant, right?
Lease, okay.
Yeah. This one girl had a cat. I was like,
I love cats.
Cat.
She look.
I got 2.
I ain't know about the cat. Wait a minute, said she had a cat. I ain't know nothing about the cat. So when I came over there, the cat was in the windowsill, and I ain't know nothing about this cat.
Cat was chilling.
Yeah, the cat chilling. I didn't know it. I'm thinking something going on in the house that she got this cat, but she never told me that she had a cat. So I let her keep the cat because it was her little daughter cat. So I let her keep the cat. But I didn't know that she knew it was no pets, but she was trying to sneak the cat, and the cat put the cat.
Could have just told you,
right?
Yeah.
So
you guys have 20 separate houses. Are they all in the same area, or some on the west side, east side?
Look,
how are they distributed?
This what happened. I was trying to keep everything kind of like in the same area, you know, same zone. But people started getting smart. They started saying, you know, we need to start investing in property. So I started having competition. So I had to start moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we do have like quite a few in one section, quite a few in another section.
Yeah,
we do still try to buy in the same areas if we can.
Right.
Now, because you have 20, and I know Tonita and I spoke on it a little bit, do you have a management company, or who is your group of people that helps you keep everything going? Because you got to have like a maintenance person, you got to have somebody that takes the rent receipts, you have to have somebody that, you know, drive by the property. So how do you do that? Is it just you and her, or is it you and
So
is it just you two?
He has a crew of set people, like
a crew.
The AC,
okay.
So he has like his AC and heating guy. He has a plumbing person. He has a roofing person. But as far as like light maintenance, if it's something that we may need to contract out, then we do. But otherwise, Ike is the man. As far as rent receipts, there is none because Section 8 is direct deposit, so we don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
So that's another nice thing. Like it's automatic on the first that money is dropping.
Yeah.
All we got to do is look at our email and know, and look at our bank account and know everybody is paid.
Yeah.
Okay. So before people stop paying their utilities or paying their water bill, what is another way for someone to lose their voucher from Section 8 for
drugs, guns?
Section 8 is like we're not paying.
Right.
Drugs, guns, say they have you know too much something going on at the house.
Police coming to the house too many times.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stuff like that. You know.
But with along with our application and our lease, we have our own. It's like a tenant rule checklist on certain things that's not tolerated and that is that can warrant breaking their lease, and it includes like drug use, drug sales, all of those type of violence type of stuff that happens. We have a checklist that they have to initial off, that they understand that these things, if we find out these things are happening and we can prove it, then we can break a lease.
Okay. So guys in the chat, if you have questions, you can start putting them in now. Put in a green heart and put in your question for them. So overall, 1 to 10, how do you like being a real estate investor or a landlord?
We love it.
You love it? You love it?
His face loves it. He's looking for properties right now. I actually need to edit a video because we've been on the hunt and we've been going inside of properties. I've been getting footage of properties, and so he's on the hunt every day.
Okay. So if someone wanted to start like me, I told you, I want to sell my house, but I might want to rent it out. What advice would you give me to start? I know do the background check and check everybody, but what advice would you give me to if I wanted to get like a 2-family home and do it?
So you want to take these? I'll tell it too. I would just say one thing. I would say you have to make sure that you're ready mentally for this because it's not for the weak. You have to treat your business like a business. Don't be friends with your tenants because you want to keep things separate at all times. Like it's a business, and if you become friends with them, it's going to be very hard to evict them or to lecture them on something, in regards to your rent. The other thing that I would say is making sure that you have a savings for incidentals that happen. So just because you're getting your rent and making sure that you price it correctly. So if you still have a mortgage, you definitely don't want to just be covering the mortgage. You need to make sure the rent is more than what your mortgage is.
Right. Now, are your smoke detectors electric or are they battery operated?
Battery operated.
Or you can do the bird method too, where you get a 2-family, you live in one side and rent out the other side.
Oh no,
that'll pay your mortgage.
No.
Pay your mortgage.
No.
If you
because my husband, he wants
somebody starting out. That would be a great idea for someone starting out.
You can be there. You start off there. You know what I'm saying? Where you get your mortgage paid on that side, and then if you decide to branch off and go get you something else or something to move, you got 2 rental properties now. So you got 2 rental properties up and going.
Yeah, my husband actually wants to get an apartment. And I told him, ain't no way in the hell I'm going back to no apartment. I'm in a 5-bedroom colonial and it's too big. It's just me. Right. So I want a ranch.
Yeah.
And he keeps saying, well, I seen this apartment. I will not live next to nobody else again until it's time for me to go to heaven. That's it.
Right. I don't blame you.
No, I'm not being next to nobody. I can't. I don't have the patience.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Buddha said, hi, everyone listening. I'm Ina. What property in North Carolina, Asheville, with Buddha's dog? She's about, huh? Listen. Okay, I don't know. I thought she was asking a question.
Once property in North Carolina. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Okay, question, Tuber chat. How often do you inspect your properties?
Quarterly. So around the same time that the properties would possibly need their filters changed or AC unit looked at, that's a great time to do the inspection. So quarterly.
Mama Bear said this is some good advice. Yes, guys, because I always tell you guys with your stimulus check, you can take that and turn it around and invest it. Always have, for me and my people, I tell them to have 10 streams of income. This could be a stream of income. YouTube is a stream of income. Owning a boutique is a stream of income.
Absolutely.
That you can have extra monies coming in. Like I sell wine now, extra stream of income.
Absolutely.
Right.
Shirts, extra stream of income. Oh, and tell them about your t-shirts while we're talking about. Don't you guys have t-shirts?
Yeah, so I'm actually wearing a shirt. So so my whole big thing is God plus therapy. I believe in getting help and not suffering in silence. I am a product of therapy, so I just want to spread awareness to anyone. And so the boutique is fashionremix2.com. It's an online boutique that specializes in faith-based apparel, positive. This isn't for sale, but anything that I want to get made on a shirt, we have the access to do that. But Anything dealing with self-care, anything with mental wellness, those are the type of designs that we have on the website.
Okay. Nikki Nichols says, what is your rule on animals? Do you allow them or do you charge an animal fee? Okay, awesome. That's a good one.
Now, for the animal fee, I really, like I said before, there's no pets with me. But like I said, if it's a companion dog or something like that, I do make them pay $100 deposit for the dog.
Okay. Now, do you guys have central air or anything like that, or air conditioning units?
So
do they have to pay for that?
No, it's a part of their utility. So one of our biggest pet peeves is we do not let our tenants be cold or hot. So if something happens with that AC unit, 24 hours, somebody is coming to take care of it. If something's going on with the heat, we're trying to get a good, quick turnaround. We know that people have children. They may not have money to go to a hotel, or they may not be able to go to a family member's house. So we're trying to keep our tenants comfortable, and that's why they stay, because they know they got good landlords.
Yeah.
What's the weather there? You get all 4 seasons?
Yes. But St. Louis is so like bipolar. You could get them all in one day.
Oh, yeah. That here too. Upstate New York, yeah. You could be snowing 1 minute, be sunshine, and in 5 minutes, be like, wait, what? But yeah. Just Teresa said, I know someone who used to not pay her rent because the landlord didn't fix something. It became a battle in court. She gets 6 months free before eviction. The whole thing is a scam. Do y'all ever?
Wow. We would never, ever let not fix the things that need to be fixed first.
Sometimes, like if you get ready to go to court, when you try to evict somebody and say, he ain't fix that. You know, it's all based on the judge. The judge can say, well, you know, she had to stay there for another year and she ain't paid nothing. So that's a year that she's not getting no rent.
But her or Section 8?
No, if she was on Section 8, that's different. If she was on Section 8, they probably call the landlord and probably say, well, if you don't fix such and such, we're going to terminate you from this program.
Right. And we don't, just like they don't want to lose their voucher, we don't want to lose our participation in the program either. Right. So again, we pride ourselves on being quality, good landlords. Every one of our tenants, we give them welcome mats when they first move in as a gift with a welcome letter. They don't have to cut no grass. They don't have to cut grass because we've taken into consideration most people on Section 8 are single parents. And so that's one less worry. Plus, we want them to take pride. Even though their boyfriend over there every day. True. But we want them to take pride in the property. So
you know that.
I mean, that's the truth though. I mean, but still, we still have someone that comes and cut their grass, and there's no extra charge to them. Yeah.
Okay. Eat to Live Strong said, that's what we did when we started. We had a duplex and lived on the other side for 1 year. When we moved into our next property, I had 2 additional streams of income. Yes, guys. Yeah.
There you go. See, I told you. See, it's the bird method. You know, you move, you get a 2-family or 4-family, you live in one, let them pay your rent, and then when you decide to burn out, and you got 4.
Right. So you're just saving your money, living rent.
And don't watch HGTV, she said.
Don't get fooled by HGTV. Don't take those tips.
We do watch it though.
We watch it.
I do too. I like the window. Right. Ziggy E said, is there a website or resource that you guys use to find, locate properties that have tax liens or foreclosed on or up for sale? In New York, we have this thing called HUD. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, we got HUD. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was thinking, like the LRA.
It's just the county. You know, it's just the county. You go to the assessor's office in the county, and that's where you do with your tax liens and stuff like foreclosure and your tax liens.
So Ziggy E's, wherever you live, check your county to find out where their tax liens are. Yeah. Where they show the tax liens.
Assessor's office in
and when they do auctions.
Yeah.
Right. Mama Bear, you might have to ask your question again. I'm not sure what you mean. Is the link on their YouTube page? What link? I'm sorry. I might have missed your question. Hey Zaya, how are you today? Animal fee here is $100 extra a month. Glad I animals. What?
That's insane.
She's in Arizona, I believe.
So they paying rent for their animals.
That's pretty good though. I need to make mine every month.
Don't give him no ID.
That's good. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna change mine every month.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Hey Cameo, how are you? I interviewed Cameo a few weeks ago. She's an author. She also has a YouTube channel. So guys, check out her interview I did with her. So guys, keep asking your questions. I'm looking down to see if anyone has any more. But this is and Tonita Smith of the Smith Hustle. They are real estate investors and Section 8 landlords. They have been giving out some gems and some nuggets. If you're coming in late, you might want to go back and replay this video and get everything you need to know if you want to become a landlord or a Section 8 house. Oh, Bella must have hit somebody out of there. Okay. Let me see. Each to Live Strong said, we are realtors and mortgage professionals, so you have hands on to properties. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, Ziggy Eats is in San Antonio, Texas. Thank you. Mentioned living here. Did you guys do any investments there?
We didn't, because we were stationary. I was in the Army at the time and was stationary, and I knew I was only going to be there for 2 years, so it wasn't worth it to start anything, and we knew we were leaving.
Oh, she wants to know if your link for your boutique fashion remix is on the your web, on your YouTube.
It's on my
Okay.
personal page. But
and Mama Bear, I also did a video of items that I purchased from All Things Miss Tonita. So check out that video also. I'm telling you, it's a great, great store. I love this stuff. You guys see me wearing it sometime. I'll be like, this All Things Miss Tonita, go there.
Thank
Tonita and Ike, would you guys ever allow the tenant to potential rent to own? That is a great question.
Good.
I tried that before. It was a young lady that I had the property before, and I was getting ready to get rid of the property, and I was gonna sell it to her. Let it go ahead and take, because she was a good tenant and she had been there for a long time. So I was gonna rent to own it to her.
So we would.
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Did it work out, or you still in the work?
She ended up moving out of state, so
okay,
that didn't work out now.
So if you're buying a house, right, and you're just now getting ready to fix it up and rent it out, what would you, or what do you look for when you're going to buy the house? Do you look for it, the price? Do you look for the area? Do you look for the size? What do you look for?
All of it.
All of it.
So what are the price ranges of the houses that you normally buy? Is it like from 40,000 and up, 20,000, 30?
It all depends. It can be 0.
1,000
really?
and up.
It don't really matter. It all depends on if I feel it or not. And if I feel that, you know, I can make some out of it, then I do it. But it can be 0. I like when it's 0.
I hear you. What is your specialty, Ike? Do you do the plumbing? Do you do the landscaping? What's your specialty?
This is how it is. I thought long time ago, what I was supposed to do was I was supposed to, you know, be ride with my associates, you know, be like, hey, dog, let me roll over and stop on check on this property right quick. And let me jump out and run in here right quick. But now, with these contractors, I couldn't do that. So I had to start putting on dirty clothes every day. And if somebody was working on something, I had to go and sit there and babysit these grown-ass men all day. While, like, you know, what I was supposed to be doing, I was supposed to find these properties, go get them, and then somebody's supposed to come here and do them. So I should get paid for being a general contractor for real. So I had to babysit people all day. So when I started doing that, I was good with my hands. So if I needed to do some plumbing, if somebody made me mad, like if you know, trying to charge me extra, I do the plumbing myself. I do the drywall myself. I do whatever it took. You know what I'm saying? After you're doing it for so long, you're supposed to learn as you go. So you're supposed to learn too and supposed to know. So when they come and these contractors come, they tell you, oh, this is gonna be $50,000 just to paint this wall blue. You be like, oh, you got me. That's not,
I know better than that.
Tomorrow. So you put on your coveralls and you go paint that wall and you move on. So that's how it ended up being just in that situation.
So he's good at all of that. He prefers not to do it.
No.
If he can get away with it, but he has to do it in many cases when we have situations like that.
Yeah, it all depends on what the situation is. Like I said, if people will call and they say, can you recommend me a good contractor? I'll be no.
Yeah, because you don't want to be in that.
Yeah,
so
because
you got a Home Depot card?
No.
Everybody in Home Depot know him. Everybody in Lowe's know him. So funny walking in there.
I need one though, but no.
Yes,
you
can get a discount.
I don't like other people's money. I use military
discount. Okay.
I ain't got time to be owing them no money when I can just go and take my own money and be free and clear and just chill and collect mine.
I have one more question for you guys. Christina said, coming in late, I'm gonna have my son watch later because he's interested in owning and renting. And also, Christina, make sure you go to their page. They are the Smiths Hustle. Go there, watch their videos, leave them comments. They'll get back to you. So my question is, during the pandemic, unfortunately, we know a lot of people have been affected, losing their jobs. I just lost my job in November. I'm still looking for work, but I just started getting unemployment because I had got severance. What are you looking forward to? Because isn't something supposed to be ending in May, the moratorium for people who didn't pay their rent? Isn't that supposed to be ending in May?
It does supposed to be ending, but it does not impact us. To be honest, like we haven't really been staying on top of what they're doing with that, because with Section 8, it's non and void. It doesn't, the government is still going to pay their rents.
Right.
So, and again, like we said, if we have tenants who can't cover their part of the rent, all they have to do is call their caseworkers, and then they will cover the entire rent.
Yeah, because see, sometimes if the good thing about it is they pay for a trash and sewage. All my tenants, they pay their own trash, their own sewage. So just think, if they couldn't pay, most of the time they get a utility allowance anyway. So they get their Section 8 paid, plus they get a utility allowance for like maybe $150, $200 anyway.
Yeah.
Wow. And then they got all this money from COVID, from the
stimulus for their kids
and all that.
Stimulus for their kids and all that, you know what I'm saying? But like you were saying about that couple, like it's situational. When you think about it, you getting all this money, and some of them call and got the little PPP money and all this money they got, and they thought they couldn't be evicted. So now you guys look at the situation. Like she said, she had a question. You got to look at that situation like, you got an extra $600 from your $300 unemployment check every week. So you weren't paying. You just said fuck me, and you was gonna do what you was gonna do. So there you go. You outside.
It's okay. It's okay.
So that's just like, so I would say if we did have a as far as a landlord, I'm gonna be him. A landlord, like if we had a tenant like that in that situation, I would have even asked them like, okay, what kind of arrangements can we make? Like, say they know they've applied for unemployment, but it's pending. That's something we could have worked with. You know what I mean? Like we wouldn't have just went and evicted them if we know the money is for
it's all about it. For real, it's all about a conversation with your landlord. You know what I'm saying? You got to report with your landlord, and you had that conversation with your landlord. I think a lot of them would have been cool if they would have had a good report with their landlord and talk to the landlord and be upfront with what's going on. I think it would have been a better situation. Communication.
I think I'm gonna have to do another live in May, because I think a lot of people will be getting evicted come when the moratorium ends in May. I just have
it's so sad.
It's gonna be terrible.
Yeah,
it's gonna be bad.
That is bad.
Because Walmart had all them dang flat screen TVs on sale, probably only cost $20, and they were for $1,100, and they know you only got $1,400. Why would you go buy the TV?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Mismanagement.
I don't even shop at Walmart, but I'm saying
the mismanagement.
But look, so most of them want to think about the landlords that got mortgages. Most of the landlords have mortgages, so they won't get no money. So they don't pay the mortgage. What they supposed to do? Their house.
I don't get nothing. I got a mortgage. We ain't get nothing. I mean, they did push my mortgage back when I got unemployed, but before that, they didn't give us.
They weren't helping no landlord.
Still need, you're working.
Yeah, they weren't helping no landlord, so they was out there bad.
But that's another reason why, like on our channel, we always talk about cash properties, because in those situations, like we have friends and we know people who they still have those mortgages to pay. We don't have that burden, and that's the blessing of paying for your property cash. Yeah,
because I know a guy right now, he had 7 properties, and he had mortgage on all of them. And he used to tell me that I was crazy for what I was doing, but I was like, I had to let him know, man. Hey, I've been there before. So now he calling me up like, man, what I supposed to do? I said, you stop getting all the mortgages, man. You know, I can see you get like one or maybe 2 or something like that, but you trying to have a portfolio to say you got 20 properties, but you got all these
right. I want to be like you guys. I want to own a property, buy it out, and rent it. But again, I'm still leery on renting the Section 8. I gotta wrap my head around that, so I'm not quite ready yet.
Oh, just do it.
You guys.
It's better than market. I'm telling you.
I know. I don't think I'm telling you. My patience. I'm like.
You know what too though?
House. I'm like, look.
Section 8 tenants have a bad rap. Because and I feel like part of that is the landlord's problem. Number one, how did you screen that person? What type of landlord are you? And so now this is the type of tenant that you have. And you hear people talk about they gonna tear up your properties. No. Market renters tear up properties too.
Oh yeah.
They tear them down. I mean, they worse than Section 8 sometimes. I'll tell you that. The Instagram girl is amazing.
It is.
Wow. It's me, Christina said, how do you get a house for free? Let me know. No, you don't get a house for free. Rent the rent, but you have to be Section 8, meaning low income, or you don't have enough income coming in and they pay for it.
Yeah, because they got all kind of programs.
Any properties next to North Carolina College State? Think it's Bridgeton or Asheville, non-Section 8, or is it only Section 8 and dog allowed? But they're not in North Carolina. They're in St. Louis, right?
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. Gave it to your mom. Okay. Yeah. So what, in closing, would you say to people between, like you said, don't be their friends, their landlord. So when you're going in, like you're telling them up front, tell me this, you know, what's going on. What would you say to them?
What he say to them? Because what you say to them, baby?
Well, I just tell them, man, we meet or whatever. I just tell them, look, girl. I say, look, if you got something going on, I say it's best to let me know. I say, hey, like I told you before, I said, don't bullshit me. I won't bullshit you. Let me know up front what's going on because I'm gonna see it. So you need to let me know what you got going on. If you got anything going on, any eviction or any felonies or anything, let me know. Mm-hmm. And then they even asked on the application. So I just let them know. Then they let me know. Be like, well, Ike, I had such and such on this day, and I had such and such on this day, and I remember. And I remember what they said, and I go back, and when I do the check, I'll see what they said if it's true. You know what I'm saying? But
the other thing is just making sure you have a very thorough application. You definitely want to know that the caseworker's name and phone number because that's gonna be your link too. Because with Section 8, a lot of them girls have been on lists for years, so they're not trying to lose their voucher.
And their references be good too.
And then checking the references.
Like the reference they leave when you ask them for 3 references, you check them. Yes. Don't just take it and don't check them.
Right.
Check, even though they're supposed to be their friends and they
we had a situation. Yeah. We was about to approve this young lady. I had already checked 2 of her references, 2 out of the 3, and I was like, okay, she's good to go. And all I can say is it was God that told me to call that 3rd person. The 3rd person was her godmother, who ended up being a nice elderly lady who ended up telling me,
don't rent her.
Honey, I don't want you. Don't rent. She said, I don't mean no harm. She's a sweet young lady.
Yep, that's how they say. I don't mean no harm.
She said, but she will damage your house because she has her brothers and his friends that follow her everywhere and they are trouble.
And guess what? She had the brother came with her and she was looking at him for permission. Like, is this cool? And I'm just sitting there looking like, what? This before we knew this. I told Tony, I said, yeah, you know what? Her brother was with her.
Yeah.
She was like, is this cool? I'm like, who over her? You or him? I said, he's over there with you. She was like, oh, no, this is just my brother.
Yep. So we ended up not approving her. So, you know.
Wow. Do you think you would ever go back to market rent?
Maybe.
I get like hell to the no.
Maybe.
It all depends.
But you know what, Vern? I would make sure it's his decision and not mine because I don't want to hear it. If something happens, like, I knew I should have stuck to the Section 8. Like he just Section 8.
Section 8.
Would you work with someone if they came to you and the rent was, I'm gonna say 1,000? They're like, well, we can't really afford 1,000. We can afford 900. Would you work with them or you would not?
Is it Section 8 or market
rent? That's it. Bye.
Wait, who is this? Section 8 or market?
Well, with Section 8, whatever you say is what it is, right?
Yeah.
No,
so
it's not.
So with Section 8, like just say, like he was saying, when their inspector comes, they determine how much they want to give us. We tell, that's how he said. Ike said no. We tell them how much we want, and then we negotiate and we try to meet at a happy place to say this is what the rent is going to be. Section 8 is not going to approve something that person is not qualified or not approved to receive.
Right. So
they don't need. So the tenant will never need to negotiate with you.
Right, and that's not straight market rent. Then it'll be different. It all depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? If you know somebody said if I like them. If I like them, then it's different.
If they pass all his checks,
if I like them, then I might just say, yeah, you give me that $950.
So when you do an eviction, you give them notice, or they kind of know ahead of time? Because I've seen evicted and like the whole apartment, furniture, everything is sitting on the curb.
No, we give them. You send out a 30-day notice, and then you know what I'm saying. Then you go down to the county, to the court. And then you apply for eviction. Then they give you a court date. And then you got to show up.
And then the court is going to notify them that we've applied for eviction. But they're already going to know because we're going to already have our intentions. So the court would then send them something, and that's the official notice that they're aware that they need to be in court because they've been put up.
Right, and then after the sheriff go out there and serve them the eviction, we can't put they stuff out for 30 days.
Okay.
So you can't put it outside. You put it outside, then it's a problem. They can go down to the county and say, hey, they put my stuff outside, then it's a problem. Then you got to move all that shit back in. But you get that 30 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So you get that 30 days.
They used to let you do that, but they don't.
They don't come back and get it. Then that's when you take that shit to the street.
Would you someone got a good job, let's say they got a job with the state, do they automatically lose their Section 8 or not necessarily? Because
it depends. So Section 8 has all these different rules. Most of the times they'll still let them stay on it, but Section 8 won't pay anymore.
They won't pay they won't pay none of their rent.
And then they have to pay the regular market rent, whatever it is.
They'll still be on Section 8. But like I said, remember what I said before, if something ever happened, it's good that they got it. They as long as they on their own, they can pay their rent, they cool. Section 8 don't pay nothing. But let's say like COVID came, they could have called them like, look, I'm off of work. Then they would have started kicking in paying their rent.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. I see Christina Buddha is it harder to evict Section 8?
No. Actually, it's not. You can utilize the caseworker, but you're going to go through the same process that you would with anyone else. You still have to go down to the courts. You still have to file for the eviction. You still need to notify the tenant. It's the same.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, I appreciate you really doing this interview. Guys in the chat, thank you for being here. Again, their link up. Tanya said, Tonita, you're looking brand ambassador for your kids' apparel. Laugh out loud, JoJo and Lily.
Girl, what did you say? JoJo, yes. Yes, ma'am.
So what is that? Do you want to tell us what that is?
So we just launched.
Thank you, ladies. See you later.
Okay, I thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know you had to step away.
Yes. So we have we just recently launched a kids collection on Fashion Remix. You just go on the kids link, and it's called Covered by God. We have they have their own IG page. Those kids are just amazing. Like it's just cuteness overload on the page. It's Fashion Remix Kids. And so we have onesies, we have the little baseball style shirts, we have hoodies and t-shirts right now.
All right.
So Latanya, send me little JoJo's size.
Yeah, my grandson has Dravet syndrome, and his mom and my son started selling soy candles.
Okay.
The month of April, they're $5, and he has seizures.
Okay.
To get him the service dog. Yeah, so I'm gonna come over there and see what you got. I might get him a little t-shirt.
Inbox me the link for the candles.
Okay. Yeah, anything you want to say to the people in the chat, especially the women that are looking to getting into?
I would say to the ladies that again, I said it before, this is not for the weak. This is not something that I would probably be doing by myself. I'm just being honest, especially the Section 8. I would say that because it takes a different kind of exterior, being honest, to be able to handle Section 8 tenants, because you're not only dealing with them, but you're dealing with their boyfriends or whomever they're dealing with, which in most cases, and this is not a stereotype, this is true facts. Most of the times, it's not always a pleasant situation. You know, and many times. And so you being a female, there's a lot of opportunity to try to take advantage of you. I am licensed to carry. I am not afraid to use my weapon. I retired from the military, but I don't want to have to do that. And so if it was not for Ike doing this, I'm really just playing a supportive role. If it wasn't for him doing it, then I probably wouldn't be. I would say a female, if you could get a partner, then that would be great. So it's not just you. I actually did a video we did this on our Smith Hustle page, and I was doing it really for the women who were asking the question about safety, things that we do. Like, say, for instance, we're meeting someone at a house that wants to see one of our houses, right? We have them to take a picture of their driver's license and send it to our phone before we even get there. We get there before them. So whatever time we set, we're there before them. We have the windows open, the door open. I don't go in the basement with anyone. We let them go in the basement by themselves. Just different safety things that you can do We try to have a rapport with the neighbors. Someone knows that we're going to show this house. I mean, you just have to be safe. And so if you're a woman doing this by yourself, you want to take extra precaution.
Right.
But I mean, it can be done. There's women that are doing it, but
it's lucrative. Yeah,
it is. It is very much so. And I did not think. My husband kept saying, by the time you retire, I want us to at least have 25 properties. Well, we sold properties along the way, so he met the standard that he set. And so I'm just playing a supportive role in whatever he needs me to do. I can't just be reaping the benefits of the money and not helping out. So,
have you seen any bad landlords on Section 8? You know, they're in that program, maybe in your area, and you said they need to do better with that house or that property.
Absolutely. Yeah. We hear from potential tenants all the time, like, please, if I can get this house, because my last place, they talk all about their previous landlords all the time. We hear all the stories.
Wow.
Yep. So we just want to make sure that we're branding ourselves in a way where people know when they hear our name, it's a name that they can trust. We try to do very well with our tenants. We get reviews back from our tenants, but a lot of times when we have a new property that is about to hit the market, we already have referrals. People are already saying, keep me on your list when you have something. So to me, that speaks volumes. A lot of times we have our longest standing tenant has been with us for 7 years.
Wow.
So we have a lot of tenants that don't move.
Do you get referrals from, I don't know if you guys have it down there, from people that are maybe like in shelters or homeless or anything like that?
No, we don't. We're on a website called section8.com and one called Go Section 8. And that's kind of like the site that their caseworkers will refer them to. And up in their office buildings, we have a flyer up with the properties and things like that. So we get a lot of referrals that way, and then just word of mouth.
Okay. All right. So I want to play her commercial one more time, guys. And then if you guys have, 5 more questions, we got another like 8 minutes. And then we'll be out of here. So give me one moment. So guys, I want to let you know, please go check out the Smith's Hustle. If you are interested in becoming a real estate investor or you are interested in becoming a Section 8 landlord, please watch this live stream over again. Share it out. Tell your friends, because there was some nuggets, some great information that can at least help you start you on your way. You can always reach out to them on their channel. And also, All Things Miss Tonita has her own channel, and she also has a boutique and a children's boutique, which I didn't know about the children's boutique. I'm super excited about that.
Yes.
For you guys next. What's next for the Smith's Hustle or the Smiths?
So I guess I could put this out there.
What's next?
It's in the process. We are actually starting a home health business. As you all know, I'm a nurse by trade. I told you that I'm a registered nurse, and I don't want my skills to just go by the wayside just because I retired from the military. But I also have a passion for helping people. Like, genuinely, it's not about the dollar for me, but making sure that people are taken care of. We're actually looking for a property, 5 to 6 bedrooms, to do like an assisted living for people.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
That's what we're really like on. Like, but I just completed my proposal for the home health business. So that's what's in the works for us.
Oh, that'll be nice. Oh my goodness. You're helping the community, you're giving back and everything. Wow. Did you guys hear that? She is, oh my God, I'm so proud of you guys. Anything, I know I'm in New York, but anything that I can do, even if, to shout you out, to share it, let me know. I'm here to help you guys in any way possible.
We appreciate you.
Yes, please. I'm so proud of you guys. That's awesome. So guys, 20 years in the business, 20 years being a landlord. You cannot beat that. Like, come on. Okay, and they look like us. Come on. You know what I'm saying? They look like us. That's what we want. We want to be able to say, wow, they're doing that. I can do it too. You know, like I said, we have to lift each other up and stop being crabs in a bucket trying to pull them down. Oh, who they think they are. They got all these problems. No, lift them up. Because we can all help each other to thrive and to grow. You know, especially in this world and economy, we already have enough against us, you know, the black men, the black women. We have enough against us. Let's help each other. Let's help each other. So mods, could some of my mods please look and see who's live? Maybe we can raid somebody. We got 13 amazing people here. And Miss Tonita, what else do you want us to know about you and your husband and your channel? Or what else do you want to tell us about you? Oh, we can't hear you. No sound. Mm-mm. What? Stop touching stuff. No volume. No volume. No. Now say something. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. No sound. Ah, okay. Well, guys, please make sure you're going over to their channel and you're checking them out. Show them some love. Let them know that you saw them here on Vernes Junk Closet. Go over there. It's all things Miss Tonita. She has a boutique. She has a children's clothing store line she's coming out with. Go over there and check out the Smith's Hustle. I'm telling you, I love the Smith's Hustle because of the Section 8. You know, I kind of want to get into it. I'm still thinking about it, but it's a stream of income. They gave out some amazing nuggets on here. Thank you, Just Vlogging Live. She said she enjoyed this. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, guys, new background and new background you love. Thanks. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to her mic. Can you click off and come back in? Let's give her a minute and see if she comes back in. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this. You know, I like to bring you guys education and information so we can all grow and thrive together. And that is what we are here to do. Let me see. Yeah, I can hear me. I can't hear her. I couldn't hear her. DMV Dining Diva, get in here. Get in here. Oh, let's see. She's back. Let's see.
Is it working?
Yes. Stop touching stuff.
I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened.
That's okay. So tell us, like, what do you want us to know about you, your channel, your husband, about getting into the business, anything, Section 8, anything. What do you?
Well, I was just gonna say that the first thing I would say to anyone is figure out what's your passion. Whatever your passion is, that's when you'll find your purpose. And when you're working in your purpose, it won't feel like work. I have done 20 long years in the military. While I was in the military, I was already being an entrepreneur in the military. So I didn't let anything stop me because that was still my passion. So now that I've retired, all it's done is just taking me to another level of entrepreneurship and being able to say, okay, I've honorably served. Now the service is for us, like us and for people. Like I have a passion for serving people. So I'm always going to be doing something where it's going to benefit or impact a group of people. This is something, real estate is something that is very lucrative. There's so many ways to get in it. There's so many avenues. You don't have to have a whole lot of money. What I would say is wherever you're living, just make sure you check your area, because like we have LRA in St. Louis, it's land reutilization something. I can't think of what the other word, but you all probably have that in your area too. Get to know your areas. If this is something you want to do, where you put this property at is somewhere where people are going to live if you're planning to be a landlord. So don't buy a property just because it's cheap somewhere where you're afraid to go yourself. Right. So think about that. Like location is everything. We have videos on everything we just talked about. We probably covered it in a video. We've actually done walkthroughs to show you what we're talking about, because these are not turnkey places. These are houses that have been laying dormant for a long time. Some, they may have really great foundations, so you may not have to put a roof or things like that. It may just be cosmetic work, but be prepared to do the work and see it through. But make sure that you have a plan so that you can see it all the way through. This is not something you want to haphazardly get into it, and you realize it's hard work or it's difficult, and it's like, now, you know, I don't want to do it. You've wasted a lot of money. Yes, you probably can get the property off, but just make sure it's something that your heart is in, not just for the money. You're going to make the money, but you have to have your heart and your skin in it in order to do it. And that's why we've been doing it for this long. I truly believe that if I didn't have the heart for it, we would have been like done. And
you gotta love it. You gotta enjoy it.
You do.
What would you say should be a budget for them if they were to get a property? What would be the budget for them to have on the side for incidentals, like a roof, like a, you know?
So he usually tells people, because he's mentored a couple of college students to get in their first property, and the one he told him to at least, I'll know you're serious when you come to me and tell me that you've saved up $10,000. The young man, saved up $10,000. He was able to get a property for $1,000, and then Ike went in with him and showed him, like, this is what you want to budget for. Like, this is what you're going to need to get done. So while he was doing that and while he was having those things done, he was still working his job and saving his money. So the incidentals, I would say, as soon as someone pays you their deposit and their first month's rent, that's not your money. Put that up, whatever that amount is. And if you have to budget to take some of the, you know, a percentage every month to put in that account, then do that. So that way you're still saving. And when things come up, you're not finding yourself having to go borrow, you know, steal or whatever to get money to be able to take care of your tenant. So you can't just, it's not about like as soon as you get the money, you're making it, you're spending it. No, you're investing back into your business.
That's right. That's right. And how long did you say it would take someone to see like a profit on one of the homes? I know you said like in our, a long time.
I mean, you gave us a number of $70,000. So, but like in our case, we've had quite a few properties that when we first started out, that we bought for $1,000. Now, there were properties that we may have spent $10,000 into those properties, but based on what that rent amount was, we pretty much after 1 year was able to see our money. Like, and so we didn't stop. Like, we kept every time we was able to grab another property. Sometimes we may have like 3 being worked on at one time. So every time we can get another property, we're buying another property.
That is awesome. Thanks, Coach Sherry, for that super chat. She said her favorite topic.
It's become mine. It wasn't, but it's like
1,000 where? Yes, DMV Diva, you can look up the what do you call it? Like the homes or the
see what your city. So for instance, properties that have been lost to tax sales because people didn't pay their taxes, they'll put those up for auction first. Everything that doesn't sell at the auction, they may have what we have in St. Louis, in Missouri, a thing called LRA. LRA is like city-owned properties that now that they didn't sell on tax sale, the LRA, the city owns them. So they board them up and then they're offering them to investors or people.
So you don't pay the taxes on it, you pay what they're offering the house for.
Yeah.
Well, that's even better. And then it's wiped clean down when you go to get the deed and all that. All that's wiped clean.
Yep. Now, if you buy from the tax sale, you're paying what's owed. You're paying the taxes that's owed if you buy it from a tax sale. But if it's already gone from the tax sale and this is what's left over, then you're only paying what they're asking for, which is usually $1,000. If it's like a 2-family duplex, it's $2,000. If it's a 4-family, it's $4,000.
So what are the rents kind of go for in your area? So if you have an apartment and it's let's do 3-bed, 2-bath.
So a three bed.
What do they normally go for?
On an average, a 3-bed, 2-bath, you can get anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200.
Now, is that Section 8 or is that market?
Section 8. Market.
What would it be for market?
Market probably about 3-bed, 2-bath, maybe about, depending on the area. If it's in the city, you may be able to get it for about $1,000 or $900, depending on where. Like, because some areas are not that, great. So you may be able to get it for cheaper. But Section 8, you can still get it for about that much, just based on its 3 bedrooms. Because they'll pay you based on how many bedrooms and how many baths.
Okay, and the yard and all that, right?
They have been giving us extra because we didn't know that for a little while. Like that was just an incentive we gave to our tenants anyway. We didn't know that that was a negotiating coin to be able to tell the negotiator, hey, we're paying for their lawn care. Like somebody cuts their grass every 2 weeks. That's no cost to them. So when we found that out, which has probably been like the last 4 years, but before we was doing that anyway, just because I was advocating, saying, come on, babe, you know, these people, they don't want to get out of
they can't afford it.
You know, we want the yard to stay nice, and there's other homeowners. So we don't want our house sticking out like the sore thumb on the street, and you got homeowners that are cutting their grass. You know what I mean? So that was an incentive to get them to be willing to take care and take pride in the
So Section 8 gives you an allowance for that?
They don't. We just make sure we ask for enough rent that's going to cover that.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. The Moon Goddess says she's following you now. Yes. Okay. Now,
awesome. Thank you.
So Neptura Lauricia dropped the link of Lucia. We can go over there and raid her, guys. We got 18 in the chat. And listen, you guys still have more questions. Let me know. This helps to maintain your property value in case they can't do it or afford it. Yes.
Yes.
But this was an awesome live stream. Now, do you go by the school area, or does that not matter to you guys?
It doesn't really matter. We do check out the block. Like before we buy a house, we're gonna drive by in the daytime, at nighttime, like different times to see. Because again, when we're first getting it, it needs work, and I don't want my husband, or I don't want to have to go and meet him or bring him lunch somewhere where I'm afraid to go. So we're looking at one of the key things too. If it's a neighborhood that's not so great, if it has like a corner store and you notice there's loitering.
Yes, girl. Not the corner store.
Don't buy it. Don't buy it.
Oh, thank you, Moon Goddess. Thank you. Yeah, I try to bring you guys stuff that you can use in your life, not just on YouTube. And you know, I'm always trying to get somebody a coin. I'm trying to get somebody some money. You know, I do the wine. I do my T-shirts. I try to get people to get brand deals. Now real estate. Listen, I want everybody to be successful in whatever they're trying to do, whatever it is. I don't care if you're just trying to get 1,000 subscribers, whatever it is. Because again, we need to help and lift each other. That's what my channel was about. Positive vibes and good energy.
Yes.
Uplifting everyone. And we can all win. I don't need to knock Miss Tonita and Ike because they doing what they got to do. Well, I'm right behind them. I'm going to start because now they gave me some information.
That's right. And you got access to us. So if you have questions.
I'm just saying, and that's how you help. I hate to see people knock somebody down that like gets my goat. Like, oh, I can't.
Yes.
Coach Sherry said real estate is one of the quickest ways to increase your net worth.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Moon Goddess said, I ain't messing with no corner store, folks.
Okay. Me either.
Yes, DMV. Get them coins, booby. Get them coins. Yes, guys. Yes. So Natural Lauricia dropped that link again. And guys, again, please check out the Smith's Hustle and check out All Things Miss Tonita channel. And thank you so much for being.
I appreciate you.
I super appreciate this. I hope everyone got something out of this. And we're going to go and raid. I think she said her name was Lucia. Drop her link again. Naptool, drop that link. Okay. She dropped that link, guys. Go over there. If you can stay in her stream for at least 15 minutes and say Vernes Junk Closet Raid, I'll meet you guys over there. Give me like 5 minutes after I get off of here and I'll meet you over there. But other than that, guys, love and light. I thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to play the song and I'm going to come right back. The song is really short, so just give me a second.
Well, thanks, bro.
But thank you everybody for being here. I think they said the young lady is off, but it doesn't matter. It's okay if she's off. I just want to say thank you to everybody for being here. Please go check out the Smith's Hustle. Go check out All Things Miss Tonita. Check out her clothing boutique and check out her children's line for those of you that have children or nieces, nephews, or whatever. But thank you guys again for all being here. Love and light to you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next live tomorrow. Miss Tonita, hold on one moment. I'll see you guys on the next live. Love and light, guys. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.